I am Reader Junsay, and I am here to discuss about the sentence diagramming. We diagram a sentence to learn and identify the part of speech and how they function and work together. First and foremost, in sentence diagramming, we draw a horizontal line where we write the subject, the verb, and the object, and the vertical line to separate the object, the subject, and the verb. Now, let's start in diagramming modifiers. There are two modifiers which are the adverb and adjective, and we all know that adverb and adjective are descriptive words. And in diagramming modifiers, we write them in a slanted line below the word they are describing. In this sentence, the brown dogs bark. First, we draw a horizontal line and a vertical line. Our subject in the sentence is the dogs, and our verb is bark. So we put the dogs here, and the verb bark here. We have the adjective brown and the determiner the. We put the determiner the below the dogs, which is capital letter, and the adjective brown, which modifies the dog. So this is how we diagram an adjective. This diagram in adverb. In the sentence, Walter ran very quickly. Walter is our subject, run is our verb, very and quickly is our adverb. First, we draw again a horizontal line and a vertical line. We put Walter here, which is our subject, and run, which is our verb. And we put quickly below the word run because it modifies the verb run. And we put very below the word quickly because it modifies how quick Walter ran. So this is how we diagram an adverb. Now, we are diagramming a direct object. A direct object is a receiver of the action. And in diagramming a direct object, we have to draw a line to separate it from the verb and subject. In this sentence, Shrina kicked the ball. Shrina is our subject. Kick is our verb. Shrina kicked what? The ball, which is our direct object. First, we draw a horizontal line and then a vertical line. We put the subject Shrina here and the verb kick here. And then draw a straight line to separate the direct object from the verb and the subject. We put the direct object ball here, and the determiner the below the word ball. This is how we diagram a direct object. Next is diagramming a prepositional phrase. In diagramming a prepositional phrase, we have to find first the preposition in order to identify the prepositional phrase. And in diagramming it, we have to draw a slanted line and then straight line. In this sentence, the teenagers in the city are partying. Teenagers is our subject. In the city is our prepositional phrase. Are is the linking verb, and partying is our direct object. First, we draw a horizontal line and then a vertical line. First, we put our subject teenagers and our linking verb are here. And then a straight line to separate the direct object from the verb and the subject. We put the direct object partying here. Next, we put the determiner the below our subject in capital letters. Then we put the prepositional phrase below our subject. We draw a slanted line and then a straight line. We put the preposition in here in the slanted line and the object of the preposition here in the straight line, which is the city. And we put the determiner the below the object of the preposition. So this is how we diagram a prepositional phrase. Next is diagramming a compound sentence. A compound sentence is a sentence with two or more independent clauses with no dependent clause. We diagram each simple sentence one below another. We join the simple sentence with a dotted line and writing the conjunction in a dotted line. In this sentence, the dancers step on the stage and start dancing gracefully. We have two independent clauses. The first independent clause is the dancers step on the stage, and the second independent clause is they start dancing gracefully. In the first independent clause, the dancer is our subject, step is our verb, on the stage is our prepositional phrase. In the second subject, they is our subject, dancing is our verb, and gracefully is our adverb. So first, we diagram the first simple sentence. First, we draw a horizontal line and then a vertical line. And put our subject here, which is dancers. And our verb here, which is step. And put the prepositional phrase to the verb. We draw a slanted line and then a straight line. The preposition on here and the object preposition on the straight, which is the stage. And then the determiner below the word stage, which is the. Next, we diagram the second independent clause. First, draw a horizontal line and then a vertical line. Put the subject they here and our verb dancing here. We have to put the adverb gracefully here below the word dancing, which modifies the verb dancing. And then the word start below the word dancing. And we have to connect it with a dotted line to join the two simple sentences. And write the coordination conjunction end on the straight line here. So this is how we diagram the compound sentence. Here, we are diagramming a simple sentence. In the sentence, I wanted to join the audition. I is our subject, wanted is our verb, to join is our prepositional phrase, audition is our direct object. First, we draw a horizontal line and then a vertical line. We put subject I here and the verb here. And draw a straight line to separate the direct object from the verb and the subject. We put the audition here. And we put the object of the preposition below the verb wanted. First, we draw a slanted line and then a straight line. We put the preposition to here and the object of the preposition join here. And the terminer the below the word join. So this is how we diagram a simple sentence.
Hello everyone! A pleasant day to all. I am Heidi Bae and I am here to discuss about the sentence diagram. We diagram sentences to ensure that the syntax is clear and is easy to understand. It also teaches us the correct way sentences should be put together. So let's begin diagramming. In the simple sentence, we should focus on the subject and the verb. So in this sentence, Anna cried. Anna is the subject and then cried is the verb. In diagramming it, the first thing we need to do is to draw a horizontal line and a vertical line. And then put here the word Anna, which is our subject. And then put here the word cried, which is our verb. So, this is how to diagram a simple sentence. Diagramming subject complement. Subject complements complete the subject. It acts as either predicate nouns or predicate adjective. Predicate nouns are nouns that follows the linking verb, and it renames or defines a subject. In this sentence, my auntie is a teacher, auntie is the subject, and teacher is the predicate noun. So now, how are we going to diagram it? So the first thing to do is to draw a horizontal line and a vertical line. So, my auntie is slanted line teacher, and then put the article a here. So here's our subject auntie, and then here's the linking verb is. To separate the linking verb and the predicate noun, we should put a slanted line here. So that is the slanted line, and then the teacher as the predicate noun, and below the predicate noun is the article of. So this is how it looks. Second one is the predicate adjective. So predicate adjective follows the linking verb and describing the subject. So in the sentence, the sunset was beautiful. Sunset was the subject, and then beautiful is the predicate adjective. So how are we going to diagram this sentence? So the first thing to do again is to draw a horizontal line and a vertical line, and then put here the subject sunset. And then the linking verb was, and the slanted line here, and then the predicate adjective, which is the word beautiful. And then the determiner the is placed here and below the subject. So this is the subject and the linking verb. To separate the two, linking verb and the predicate adjective, we need to use slanted line, and then here is the predicate adjective beautiful. So that's it. So the next one is the compound subject and predicate. Compound subject and predicate have two or more subject and two or more verb. So in this sentence, as we noticed, we have two subjects, which is Nia and Lily. We also have two verbs, which is the word playing and enjoying. So this is how are we going to diagram the compound subject and predicate. So in diagramming compound subject and predicate, we have to draw two branches. Two branches for our subject, which is Mia and Lily. So as you have noticed, they have in the sentence there is the word and. The word and is to connect these two words to subject. So we have to make like this, and then connect it like this with the broken lines, and then we have to put here the conjunctions end. So to separate the subject and our predicate playing and enjoying, we have to make a straight line. So the diagram will look like this. Now we have to draw again two branches for our predicate. So here we should put the words are playing and notice again, there is a word end which connects these two words. So, this conjunction will connect the words. It looks like this. And then lastly, you have to make a horizontal line here to put the noun summer. So we have to put the word summer here, and below the summer is the determiner that. So there it is. This is how to make a diagram a compound subject and predicate. Diagramming complex sentence. Complex sentence is a sentence that contains independent clause and at least one subordinate clause. So in this sentence, when he won the award, everyone cheered. We will notice that there is a dependent clause. The dependent clause here is when he won the award. And then this clause belongs to the independent clause. So now, how are we going to diagram this sentence? So the first thing to do is to make two frameworks. The first framework and then the second one. In the first framework, we have to put here the dependent clause. So the dependent clause here is the when you won the award. So put here the subject and then the verb, which is the word won, and then straight line, and then the direct object, which is the award, and then its determiner. So the first framework will look like this. In our second framework, we have to put here our independent clause. So the independent clause here is the everyone cheer. So we will put here our subject, everyone, and then separate it again, and then our verb cheer. So as you have noticed in the sentence, they are connected. So now here in diagramming, how are we going to connect these two clauses? So you have to draw broken lines here like this. So to connect these two, we have to put it here. We put the word when as our subordinating conjunction to connect these two clauses. So this is how to diagram a complex sentence. So next is the indirect object. Indirect object is an object that represents a person or things that receives the action done by the direct object. So, in this sentence, he gave a flower for his mother. He is the subject, and then gave is the verb. He gave what? The flower. So, therefore, the flower is what is the direct object. And then, he gave a flower for whom? For his mother. So, therefore, the mother here is the indirect object. So, how to diagram this sentence? So, again, the first thing to do is to draw a horizontal line and then a vertical line. So, we will put here the subject, which is the word he, and then the verb gave. He gave what? He gave the flower. Therefore, the flower is the direct object. So to separate the two, the verb and the direct object, we should put straight line. So you should put put the flower here as the direct object. And then we will put here the article up. Who will receive this flower? His mother. So therefore, his mother is the indirect object. So we should place the indirect object under this word game, which is our verb. So put a slanted line. Put the word for, then another straight line for our indirect object, which is the mother. And then slanted line again for the word his. So this is it. So thank you everyone for listening. Again, this is Teacher Heidi Bae.
This is Rainier Junsay, and I hope you learned something about sentence diagramming.